Hi and welcome to another Look Sharp racing video. This time we are doing the Vallelunga circuit in the Mazda Cup on the LFM servers. I managed to get in 18 laps of practice, so I qualified okay, and we've got a few drivers around us who are pretty similar times, so it could be some interesting racing. There's 5 or 6 races within a second or so of each other, so this could be very interesting. Anyway, so let's take a look at the action, shall we? We join it just as the lights are about to go red. And I've got lining up outside me, I've got Barber, Ian Brook, whom I've raced before. He's pretty good, so let's see what happens. And the lights are off, and lights are out, and we're off. Okay, so not a great start. Barber overtakes me straight away, and Ian Brook is just up behind me already. Let's hope we can all keep it clean in the first 2 or 3 corners. This first one's pretty simple, but the next one is a bit more difficult, so let's hopefully we can all keep it clean. Barber looks like he's already defending the inside, so I'm just going to head for the outside. He's braked pretty early, as has everybody else. Wow, all braking really early there. Okay, so I'm in behind Carter, and Barber's managed to make that line work for him. As we all head down to the next corner, I'm going to just stick to the outside here, I think. There's Clopper's way on the inside, so he's going to be defending that quite hard, I think. And again, really braking early. And oh, there's a bit of an accident. I pull inside into the inside corner, and yeah, there's 1 or 2 taken out there, and moved up to 10th place there, so kind of taking a slight advantage of that. Benjamin just in front of me, and Guyan also. A bit of a dive up the inside. We managed to avoid any contact. And tuck in behind Benjamin here. Again, someone on the outside, and there's a bit of an incident behind me. That looks like it was Dallaire was the victim there of that. Okay, so coming to the hairpin for the first time, and Benjamin's had a bit of a rough corner. I've just managed to take him on the inside there, a bit squirrely on their way out, but I managed to just sneak ahead of them up into 9th place. As we come round the chicane, heading for the final corner. There's a bit of a gap to Fabre just in front, and Benjamin's right on my tail. Hopefully we can get a bit of a drive out of here. I see Brooks just fallen back slightly, and we've got a couple of seconds on him, and Carter another second behind that. Okay, let's just relax after a frenetic first lap, and see if we can get a bit of pace on here. And I'm coming back in behind Fabre. Okay, change down to 3rd gear, and Fabre's gone a bit wide. He's not had a very good corner. See if we can maybe take him down on the main straight here. I'm going to tuck back, and I'll take the wide line. I'm pulling up alongside. I'm alongside him now. He's coming across quite a long way. He's not giving me any room at all. I've lifted off, and he's just kept on pulling, and he's made me miss my braking point completely. And did I take him out? I'm not sure I did. I think his own fault, really. He just came across me and just didn't give me any room at all. I had nowhere to go. So we'll just take a look again at that in a second or two. We're just after this corner. Oh, and another little moment from Benjamin there. Okay, let's go and take a look at what happened with Fabre there. Not sure whose fault that was. So here we are from Fabre's point of view. Yeah, he's taking that corner, fine, nice wide line. He's just coming across, yeah, I mean you can clearly see I'm on his outside. And he just keeps on coming across. I lift off, and he just didn't give me any room at all. I had nowhere to go. I'm not sure what he expected me to do. And just coming back onto the track there as well. No, that's not a very good rejoin, but anyway, let's go back to the action again. I'm still behind Benjamin here, and he's looking a bit ropey at the moment. Let's see if I can maybe take advantage of that. Coming into the hairpin once again, and again he's a bit hesitant coming in there. And Ian Brook seems to have caught right up That was with that little incident with Benjamin. Through the chicane once more, and Brooks on my tail still. And I'm doing the same to Benjamin, so let's see what happens the next lap or two, shall we? It's pretty constant action here, which is all good, but pretty clean. As we head down the main straight, and a high 157, that's not too bad for just the second lap with an incident, so let's hope we can get a little faster. Not quite as fast as I was in qualifying, but again, not a huge amount of practice, so I'm keen to improve throughout the race. And Benjamin just maintaining that 1 second lead in front of me. With Carter and Brooks seem to have tussled again, and it's Brooks just dropped back half a second to Carter. And a brief quiet spell in this race. I can see Pat Barber just in front. Now, he looked like he wasn't great on the final hairpin, so I'm just hoping if I can catch that up to Benjamin, and Benjamin can maybe catch up to Barber, we can both maybe make a move on him. But there's still plenty of time, and again, not a great corner there from Benjamin. He's coming out a bit squirrely on that one. And I've just pulled a little bit closer to him again, I think. Behind him, and let's just see if I can actually get down this inside. Not quite. Oh, and again, just having to lift slightly as he takes the corner not terribly well. Through the chicane once more, and again now I've got Carter right behind me now. He was a bit further back, but with those mistakes that Benjamin keeps making in front of me, Carter's happily caught me up. See what sort of drive I can get out of this corner, and down the main straight again over the finish line, down into low 155s now, so a little bit better. Carter is absolutely on my tail. Hopefully I can take this corner quite well and convince him that I merit staying in front. On a bit of a bad one from from Barber there, sorry. So let's see if we can pull up behind him. Still maintaining that just about half a second in front of Carter. And Benjamin and Barber having a bit of a tussle into this corner. And there's Benjamin, just managed to get him. And is that going to help me? Well, Barber's still a second ahead. And with Carter still just half a second behind me, I can't take it easy at all. And nicely through that corner, and there's been an incident behind. I think that was Jean. And again, just staying in behind Barber. And I know he's not very good at this corner. And he's just forcing me to really slow down there. I could have taken that a bit better. And that just puts Carter absolutely on my tail. And he's pretty quick, I think, as well. And again, Barber making a bit of a mess of the chicane. If I can get a good drive out the next corner. And there's Carter coming up my inside. I'm going to have to give him some room. And again, that was just Barber being slow through that previous chicane. And it's just allowed Carter to get past me. That's a bit of a shame. Okay, let's tuck in and see if I can hang on to his coattails. And he'll drag me up to to Barber with a bit of luck. And he was half a second behind. He's now half a second in front. And Barber taking a weird line through there, and wow, that's a bit early heavy braking, and made me completely miss my braking point, and I lost out there a bit. That gave them both a bit of breathing space, and Pascal Delaire now a couple of seconds behind, with Brooke another half a second down from that. I've got a little bit of breathing room behind me, but if these two keep making horrible mistakes, then it could be interesting. And there was Carter, just managed to get around Barber. Yep, well done. It made that look fairly simple. And I'm still a second behind Barber, so hopefully I can catch up to him. And I've taken that slightly better. Oh no, bit of a mess on the exit there, but managed to catch up slightly. I think Barber struggling a bit on the exit of that corner as well. And I'm back within a second of him. And I know that he's not good at this corner. If I can just get a little closer. Maybe have a go up the chicane here. No, just not quite making that. I'll let him go first. Just take it easy and get us both through the corner happily. I'll pick up a good toe from him, hopefully down the main straight, and see what we can do into the second corner. He's taken quite a wide line there, and that's allowed me to come back up to him and getting a bit of a toe there. Just a 0.3 of a second, but Dallaire is only 0.7 behind me now, and Ian Brook a little bit behind him. And Barber having some wild swinging across the track here. He's defending the inside, so I'm going to take to the outside. Oh, and he comes across to block me. I'll go on the inside, and he cuts my nose off. Thanks very much, Mr. Barber. Very kind of you. That's kind. Thank you. Still tucked in behind him. Let's try and do the same again, shall we? I'll go to the outside. He's going to do the same to block me. I'll go back to the inside, I think, and I've just got a bit of a run on him. Let's see what happens this time. I'll just outbrake him. Can I hold the tight line and keep him behind me for now? Yeah, and a good drive out of there. That's me just managed to get ahead of Barber. Okay, let's see if we can keep it that way now. Try not to make too many mistakes. Talking of which, and that's allowed him to come right back at me again, and he's on my outside. Better give him a bit of room there, and he's wildly coming back out to my outside. If I can just hold this tight line again as I did last time. Okay, come into the hairpin again. I know he's not great on this, but I'll make a horrible mistake there and give him plenty of opportunity to overtake me again. And he's just swooping across my nose there, and there's a bit of action behind with me, Dallaire and Brook, and I just managed to stay ahead of Ian Brook there. Can I pull away from him a little bit on the straight? I hope so. Or is he going to get a good toe? It looks like he's just not quite managed to get a good drive out that corner, and looks like he's going to be overtaken by Dallaire as well. So I've just lost touch with Barber a little bit there. He's got a second ahead of me again, and indeed, yes, Dallaire just got ahead of Brook. And again, I'm not quite sure. Barber's lines on this corner are a little strange, and I've caught up to him again there. Okay, I got past him once. Can I do it again? It looks like got to be a little wary of him though. He tends to swing pretty wildly from one side to the other of the track. So I'll just stick to the outside for the time being. Oh, yellow flag. What's happening? Well, he's just seen that yellow flag quite late. And there's someone rejoining. Who's that? It's Benjamin again. So he was doing quite well, but we've, with that bit of an incident, we've managed to catch up to him again. It's a little tight on this corner. If I can just get tucked in here, I can maybe take advantage of Barber on the hairpin again. As I say, I don't think he's great on the hairpin. He seems to brake quite early for it and take an interesting line. So yes, I got a bit of a dive down the inside. Oh, not quite. He gave me plenty of room though. That was pretty good. I didn't quite manage that, and I've got now Dallaire on my inside. I'm having to give him plenty of room. Yeah, he's made that through. I'll just tuck back in behind him. That's a bit annoying. I was hoping I would get past Barber, and Delaire managed to get past me, so lost a place there, back down to 9th again. And with Ian Brook just right behind me again, and still in 10th place, making me work hard for it. Okay, we've got 6 minutes left to go. Let's concentrate and see if we can get back up to Delaire and Barber again. As Barber just gapped us again, he's now nearly 2 seconds in front. But I think I've got the measure of him. I think I'm a little bit quicker than him. Not much, just a fraction. He has some pretty interesting lines in a couple of the corners, and I'm hoping I can just, if I can catch back up to him again, I'm pretty certain I can get past him on that hairpin. Delaire, I'm not sure. I think he's quite good. He certainly looks to be just as quick, if not quicker than me. And Brook just a second behind now. Oh, a bit wide from Delaire there. Can I manage to make a move on him? Can I get a decent drive? Nah, not a great drive out the corner. Let's see if I can maybe get close to the pair of them coming into the hairpin. Yeah, definitely a little closer, but just not close enough. Alan and Barber pretty wide there. And what's going to happen between these two this time? Can I get inside? Not quite. And just Barber just does enough to stay in front. Brook now 0.3 of a second behind, or 0.2 of a second, so I'm going to have to be really careful now and hopefully get a decent corner here. Good drive out the corner. And if I can just catch up to Pat Barber again, I can maybe put some breathing space in between myself and Brook. If I can get Barber in between the two of us, that would be a bit of a help. But Delaire and Barber just a second ahead, and those two having a furious battle here. And Delaire a bit wide there, Barber taking advantage on the inside. And Delaire just sticking to his outside, sticking to his guns there. And I've got a run on Barber now. What can I do coming up into this next corner? I'll go to the outside. And Barber just holds that tight line that I've held a couple of times, and he's just managed to stay ahead. But I've got a pretty good run out of that corner. And what can we do here? And he always breaks super early. And I've just managed to outbrake him. And can I hold it? Corner. Yeah, he's given me some space there. That's pretty good. Fair play again. Thank you, Barber. And I've just managed to sneak around him. I'm sure he's probably going to try and attack straight back, so we've got to make this corner pretty well. Unfortunately, a bit of a slide there, but unfortunately for Barber, that's allowed Berna to come in underneath him. So Berna's now right behind me, and Pat Barber's just dropped back a place. That wasn't terribly good for me, and unfortunately disadvantaged him as well. Taking that chicane okay, so let's see if we can get a decent corner here and get some drive down the main straight. I'm not sure if I can get a toe from Delaire or not. He's been pretty quick up to here. He's a good second ahead, so no, I'm not going to manage that. But Bernard is just 0.3 second behind me, and looking like he's a bit racy, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to stay ahead of him or not, as he tries to go one way, tries to go the other way. He's coming well up on my inside. Yeah, he's got the drive. I'm just going to have to let him go for the time being. See if I can tuck in behind. And then we've got Pat Barber right behind me again. Let's see if we can tuck in behind Bernard. He's 0.6 of a second away already. He just took that corner a lot better than I did. I think I was concentrating more on my rear view mirror with Pat Barber looming large. And there's Brooke just sneaking underneath Barber as well. Can he hold that there? Looks like he has. That's good. He's got Brooke behind me again, less than half a second behind. So really going to have to pay attention now. As I say, Brooke's pretty racy. So, oh, no, slide. Giving Brooke every chance to overtake me here. He hasn't taken his chance yet. I'm going to defend to the inside. See if I can just hold that tight line. And yeah, I think I've just held him off for that corner. Now if I can just get a good hairpin here. Maybe get a decent drive down to the chicane. Yeah, just enough, I think, for the time being. He's coming up my inside. I'll better give him plenty of room. And he's just held back. Obviously thinking I wasn't going to give him any room, but he thought better of the dive, which is quite good. But still just 0.4, 0.5 a second behind. And Pat Barber is right beside him again. So he's taken the chicane pretty well. And he's managed to overtake Brooke on the way out of the first corner. The final corner, sorry. So we've got just 0.4 of a second ahead of Barber here. And we are just staying ahead of Barber, who's had a bit of a moment, I think, there on that corner behind us. We seem to have been given a bit of a gap thanks to a couple of mistakes from the guys behind. So just a little second between us. So if I can just hold it on these last few corners, I'm thinking that we could make 9th place, which would be nice. With Berna a couple of seconds ahead of me, Pat Barber's only not even a second behind, so I'm going to have to really concentrate on just these last few corners, just to bring it home safely in 9th place. If I can just hold a decent line on this corner, get a nice drive out into the hairpin, because I'm pretty certain Barber's not great in the hairpin, and with a second gap to him, I'm looking okay, I think. Obviously, famous last words. He's had a moment as well there. And Brooke now the one closing up behind me. But I don't think he's got quite enough in the tank to be able to get past me. I think I've just managed to hold him off. And into the final corner now. Yeah, Brooke's nearly a second behind, and Pat Barber appears to have disappeared completely. I'm not sure what happened to him at all. So there we go, finish line. Oh, phew, 9th place. Let's take a look at what happened to Pat Barber. What happened to him? Very strange. So here he goes, he's behind me quite happily. Gets a decent drive out of there. Coming up to the hairpin. And he's in neutral. And there's me making a stupid mistake in front. And he's still in neutral. And he's just not getting into gear at all. What's happened to him? How bizarre. Oh no, he's going to get swallowed up by everybody if he can't get it into gear. And he's just not got into gear at all. Oh no, what an absolute disaster for Barber. He had a great race. I'm assuming he had some kind of technical problem with his PC. That's a bit of a shame because he was actually pretty good. It was a terrible shame for him. Anyway, so what happened here? Well, Elbers won it quite happily. Next chap, Medvedev, he was 10 seconds behind, a plus. And a few of us were pretty close. Yeah, there's quite a few of us within just a few seconds, which is quite nice. Some good racing between us. Pascal Dallaire just got the better of us all. Benjamin a little bit in front. And Ian Brooke right behind me. That's a good race from him, making me work for my money there. Really enjoyed it. Hope you did too, and don't forget to comment to your heart's content. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.